structures must assign a value to every one of the parameters. So if you do this, you get an error. Yeah, but in more recent ish versions of C#, they relax that. All right. There's a little kind of cheat sheet in C#. This is only C#, right? C# value type and classes. So can be null, value, so yeah, you can kind of see that. Cannot inherit from other structs. You can inherit from interfaces. We'll talk about that. Primitive value. And normally lives on the runtime stack. Normally lives on the heap. If you're familiar with runtime stack, heap memory management and all, for the most part, structs on the runtime stack. Reference types on heaps. There's caveats to that, but that's the general. All right. Oh yeah, this just shows you the visibility. All right. Any questions so far? Nope. Okay. So let's go into abstract classes. All right. Y'all remember what abstract class is? Yeah, very good. So you can stand shape. Yeah, so it has methods. What do those methods potentially not have? A body. Yeah. Yeah. So it's an interface part of it, not. Yeah. So an abstract class, you have the capability of creating everything in the class with all the fields and methods on, but some of those methods you're allowed to not have a body, and then what happens is the subclass will then flesh out the method. In fact, it has to. Okay. Which one of these languages allow you to do an abstract class? One of the languages you should know. Java. Java. Yeah, what's Java? Yeah, you're right. Java's one of them. Yeah. Which one? What other one? C++. You also find the classes which has the do an abstract yield method. Very good. Yeah. So C++ doesn't have a keyword, but you can basically make something. I'll show you that. I'll show you that. What else? Python. So what this will show you too, right? Right. So how do you do an abstract class in Python? Well, there's a couple ways. So why not? One way is you could basically just you can take any one of your methods to the class, right? And you basically just set a landmine. Okay? Cover up some leaves and someone steps on it, that's their problem. So you just put raise not implemented. So you call that, right? It's okay. I mean that technically works. You can also use the ABC module, which stands for
abstract class.
So if you import from the ABC module, you can then tag a class as being abstract by having it inherit from the ABC class, and then that makes it an abstract class. Interesting. Actually, I think a keyword. Any classes that are abstract, you just tag them as abstract. There you go. It's abstract. Okay. So there's two ways of doing that. Technically, you could also have like a pass on the function itself, and kind of a method stub, so it's not really an abstract class, but it's kind of a soft abstract class, whatever. But you can do that. All right. Now, let's see. Yeah, here you go. Now one of the main things about abstract classes, you could have abstract methods. Do you have to? So the next one is not abstract. Okay. So in abstract class, you don't have to have an abstract method. You just put not. You don't put the ed abstract, and that's fine. You can go ahead and you can make classes or methods that are concrete. Okay. So abstract class is method may be abstract, doesn't have to. A non-abstract method is called a. You said it. Concrete. Exactly. A concrete. Same thing with a class. A non-abstract class is called a concrete class. I don't mean to say class, but you want to differentiate is concrete classes. Now interface. We're going to cover that in a minute, but just to kind of give you a little foreshadowing. An interface is very similar to an abstract. Probably know the difference between an interface and an abstract class. Good interview question. Yeah, very good. So in an interface, all the methods are abstract. Okay? It's going to have a concrete method in a interface. Well, I say that in recent-ish years, they've come up with the Java and C# both do this. They have what's called a default implementation. That's what they call default implementation. So you can actually make a default implementation for a method in an interface, which means the same as abstract class. I hate the feature, it's there. The concept of an interface means that all the methods are abstracts. Okay. Now, in Python, an abstract class is one in which you kind of have C# Java, it's just keyword. You just say abstract, right? Built-in keyword, and that gives you the capability of just throwing a semicolon at the end of the method, and that's it. Right? You also have to say, at least in C#, I don't remember if Java makes you put the word abstract on the method. I mean, C# you have to do that. You have to put the word abstract on the method to be able to do that. Okay? Yeah.
So if interface methods must be abstract, does that mean that an abstract class can have non-abstract?
Well, yeah, an abstract class can have both concrete and abstract.
Not both.
Yeah, just like with here, right? Of the languages we're covering, no. And in general, the concept of an abstract class means that you can have both concrete and abstract. Now, there may be languages out there that have a different definition of an abstract class, but in the languages we're covering, Python, C#, and Java, it gives you the capability of having a method that's abstract. However, you don't have to do that. You have like 10 methods. 5 of them are abstract, 5 of them are not. It's up to you, right? It just gives you the capability of that. Now, yeah. For C++, C++ is a fun one, okay? So let's go to C++. Actually, I forget you saw that. I wanted to kind of cover that. So, in C++, there's no abstract keyword, right? You can't make the class itself abstract, but you can make any one of your methods abstract. And you want to put the word abstract on here, you can give it for one to do that, but you can't do that. Instead, I'll talk about that in a minute. Instead, to make this abstract, what do you have to do? Well, let's try to just like compile it like that. No, it doesn't really like that. I don't know point. But it doesn't really like that. It doesn't like you just put this here without any kind of a definition, because if you put that, it's looking for a definition somewhere, like, my class comes on food. So to make this abstract, what do you think you're doing? Okay, so you maybe do like a keyword pass. And pass in there either. So it's not highlighted, that's not a keyword. No, you saw it. Yeah. Well, I can make it a stroke, but remember, there's not really much difference between the two. The only difference is that now it's still public, right? With the word public, there's this method needs to be equal to something, right? Some implementation. So you say equal to nothing. You say equal to 0.
Ew.
See what's plus. This method is equal to 0. That means it doesn't have a body. But make a subclass, give it a body. That's yeah. But now it gets a little more interesting than that. Have subclass, right? You inherit from this I class, right? Well, the fact that it being abstract means that if you have a subclass, you must give it a body, right? You must go ahead and inherit that and go ahead and flesh it out. You're like, okay, well, void foo, right? And then you make it do something interesting, okay? Throw a semicolon on there. Make it do like int main or something like that, right? So save it, run it. Oh, it doesn't like something here. Okay, initialize or specify for non-virtual member. Why is it saying that it has to be virtual? Yeah, so here's the thing. In Java, if I want to override a method, I can do that. You do it. I can just, this is a student class, I don't like you, I'll make you different. Like, that's fine, you can just do that, right? In C++, you do not have the capability of doing that. You have to, in the superclass, so like this is superclass, right? You have to explicitly give permission to override it, and the permission is spelled VIRTUAL.